You just got a raise, $8,000 a year. That's $625 extra every single month. You're going to be different now. You're going to save this money. You're going to build something. 3 months later, you can't actually remember where that money went. Your bank account looks the same. Your savings look the same, but somehow, by the time your paycheck hits next month, you're already back to living paycheck to paycheck. And here's the part that really messes with people. This isn't because you made a big, stupid purchase. It just vanished, absorbed, invisible. This is the salary trap. And if you're someone who gets raises but never seems to build wealth, who makes more money than your parents did but feels less financially secure, or who watches people making half your salary somehow retire while you can't, stay watching because I'm about to show you exactly why this happens, and more importantly, how to escape it. This is quiet wealth, and I spend way too much time thinking about why smart, hardworking people stay broke despite making decent money. Hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I need you to hear this number because it's going to change how you think about money. 70% of Americans making over $100,000 say they're living paycheck to paycheck. 70%. These aren't people making minimum wage struggling to survive. These are lawyers, engineers, managers, people with college degrees and earning power. So why are they broke? Because they fell into the salary trap. And the scary part? The system is specifically designed to keep them there. Here's the thing. We've been taught this lie. More income equals more wealth. It sounds obvious, right? But here's what most people don't realize. More income without a system is actually more dangerous than making less money and having discipline. Let me show you. Person A makes $60,000 a year and spends $50,000. That's $10,000 going into wealth building every single year. Person B makes $120,000, double, but spends $115,000. Person B is making twice as much, but building half the wealth. Person A becomes a millionaire in 20 years. Person B takes 150 years. Your brain doesn't care about these numbers. Your brain cares about one thing: what feels normal. When your income goes up, your brain immediately starts creating new justifications for spending. And I'm not talking about irresponsible purchases. I'm talking about the way your mind rewires what feels acceptable to spend. This is where it gets interesting. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. Your brain is incredibly good at getting used to having more money. It's not great at staying disciplined about it. When you get a raise, your brain doesn't celebrate the opportunity to build wealth. It immediately thinks about what you can upgrade. You've been driving that Honda for 6 years. Now you could lease something nicer. You've been splitting an apartment. Now you could afford your own place. You've been getting coffee at the corner spot. Now you could do that premium membership. And here's what kills me. None of these individual decisions feels wrong. They all feel reasonable. But here's what's actually happening. That $625 raise disappears like this. Streaming services go from $2 to $5. That's $20. Your grocery budget creeps up because nicer brands feel normal now. Another $100. You eat out slightly more. $150. Your insurance goes up and you don't shop around to reduce it because you feel like you have the money. Another $150. Your phone plan upgrades, internet gets better, your Uber rides get fancier because you're less likely to split them. Another $100. And just like that, your raise is gone, not on one big purchase. Gone on 1,000 tiny invisible decisions. Now you might be thinking, okay, so I just need more discipline. No, that's where people get it wrong. This isn't about willpower. Willpower doesn't scale. You can't discipline your way to wealth if you don't have a system that protects you from your own brain. The real issue is that your brain has what's called a reference point. It's basically what feels normal to you financially. When you were making 50,000, your reference point was 3,000 a month in spending. It felt normal. But the moment that raise hits, your brain updates. Your new reference point becomes whatever you start spending that money on. And now anything below that feels like deprivation. This is why people who get huge raises often end up worse off than before, because now they're not just managing finances, they're maintaining a lifestyle that's expanded to match their income. And the psychological pain of cutting back is stronger than the pleasure of building wealth. You'd rather just keep spending than face that discomfort. This is why lottery winners go broke. This is why people who inherit money end up poor. It's not because they're stupid, it's because income and wealth are not the same thing. Income is what you make, wealth is what you keep, and the system wants you to keep as little as possible. Here's what bothers me. The Federal Reserve did a study showing that household income increased 40% over the last 20 years when adjusted for inflation, but savings rates went down. We're making more money and saving less. The system is working perfectly at extracting every penny of your income growth away from you and into the hands of asset owners. This isn't an accident. Marketing companies spend billions figuring out how to make people with higher incomes spend more. When you get a raise, credit card companies offer higher limits. Car dealerships time their special financing around tax refunds. Luxury brands specifically target higher earners. It's not random. There's a machine here, and it's running exactly as intended. So here's what you actually do about this. First, you need to know your number, not your income. The amount of money you need per month to live the life you actually want. Let's say that's $4,000, $48,000 a year. Every single dollar above that is wealth-building material. That's your way out. Second, you implement what I call a lifestyle lock. You decide right now what your expenses are. You commit that they will not increase, no matter what raises you get. Every raise goes straight to wealth building. This isn't deprivation. This is being intentional. You'll feel richer watching your net worth increase than you ever felt buying something new. Third, and this is critical, you need to set up automatic transfers before the money ever hits your main account. You can't spend money you never see. Most successful people do this without thinking. Raise hits, portion goes straight to investments or savings. Decision removed. Willpower not required. Here's what I know about you. You didn't get into your career just to spend more money. You wanted to improve your life. You work hard. You deserve results. But enjoying those results doesn't mean slowly surrendering every dollar of income growth to invisible lifestyle expansion. That's not winning. That's just a more comfortable version of losing. The people actually building wealth aren't smarter than you. They're not luckier. They just got one thing right that you might still be missing. They understood that income is a tool, not a destination. It's not about how much you make. It's about what you do with it. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The salary trap exists because the system wants it to exist. The more money you make, the more it wants you to spend. But you have power here. You can decide right now that your next raise isn't going to be absorbed. You can build a system that protects you from the way your brain naturally wants to spend money. You can be in the 30% instead of the 70%. This isn't about motivation. It's not about cutting up your credit cards or eating ramen. It's about one simple decision right now. What are you going to do with your next raise before you even receive it? Answer that question clearly, and the salary trap loses its power over you. Don't answer it, and you'll spend the next decade making more money while wondering why you're not building wealth. The system is counting on you never asking that question. Don't give it what it wants. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if this resonated with you. And check out the next video on how to actually build a wealth system that works. Because knowing the trap exists is only half the battle. Let's go.